The choice ahead. Today we are going to be looking at two potential paths or two potential choices that are coming to you over the next little while. So Spirit, may we have a look at path one? What do we need to know about path or choice one? Path or choice one. What do we need to know, please, Spirit, for the viewer? We have got the Ten of Wands. And path two or choice two. What do we need to know about choice two, please, Spirit? Choice two. What do we need to know? We have got the King of Blades. This path here feels heavy. It feels like something that you could potentially be doing because of certain obligations or responsibilities. So some of the questions you may want to ask yourself about this particular path are you taking unnecessarily responsibilities that actually don't serve you? And is the outcome of this effort worth the struggle? Whatever this path is, it certainly feels like a lot of work, a lot of heavy lifting. And at times this can feel really overwhelming. So the question needs to be is, does this potential lead to a significant achievement? Path or choice number two, here with the King of Swords, signifying that there may be a little bit of a clearer path for you here. This could be talking about decision making. So this feels like more of a strategic move or a strategic decision. This may also be a card that aligns with honesty and integrity and acting with clear boundaries. So what we are seeing here are two completely opposite paths. There is one here that feels far more complicated, but in the end, it might be very worthwhile, while this one is made because of logic and strategy. This one feels like the safer path. So there could be this toss-up of, do I stay with what I know, or do I take this more complicated path that might be worth it in the end for me? Let's pull another card for each. We have got the Page of Wands and we have the Fool. The story that seems to be being created with this Ten of Wands and the Page of Wands is a story of transition from this overwhelm and responsibility to this sense of renewal and possibility. I think that is what the hope is on this particular path. The Page of Wands is this excited energy full of new beginnings and enthusiasm. And there certainly is a lot of curiosity on this path. It has this adventurous feeling. It does have a very similar feeling to the Fool card, I have to say. But coming back to this card here, it talks about stepping into uncharted territory with optimism and this willingness to explore. So this path very much speaks about continuing on with those responsibilities, holding out and completing all tasks, and then having this very free feeling that comes with it. One that speaks of limitless potential. It's certainly an exciting energy. So this path here feels very close to coming to an ending, either that of a course or a project that perhaps has been worked on and accomplishing it, and then moving into this next stage with a lot of excitement. Or it may indicate moving from a very heavy dynamic in a relationship towards a lighter, more joyful connection, or possibly even releasing a draining relationship to make room for new beginnings. In creative endeavors, it may feel like after being stuck and overburdened, a new wave of creative ideas and opportunities that bring a lot of excitement and motivation. So here we are describing the two paths, and I'm going to make a follow-up video to put onto YouTube where we will look at the outcome of each. So I invite you to follow me there. Let's move over to this path number 2. I mentioned the Fool has a very similar energy to this Path of Wands. It's very exciting and it is talking about new beginnings. Totally new beginnings, a complete fresh start. This particular combination has that kind of essence of strategic risk-taking. The King of Swords, it brings this clarity and reason, ensuring that the risks taken with the Fool's energy are well thought out and not too reckless. This is talking about careful planning before leaping into some sort of new opportunity. And there certainly is this trust as this process unfolds. It's quite interesting because on both paths we can see that there are these opposing forces. And on this particular path it suggests a very exciting but thoughtful approach to the unknown here. So in a career, this could be talking about moving into a new field or a new role that is guided by both experience and this beautiful open mind. Within a relationship, it could be talking about balancing rational evaluation of a relationship with a willingness to embrace this vulnerability and spontaneity. Both of these feel like good opportunities. This one feels harder with a lot more physical or mental work attached to it, where this one here feels like while there is this essence of risk, there is some sort of guaranteed stability at the end here. So summary of what I'm seeing for each particular path. On this one, it feels like a release and discovery. You're moving away from a place of heavier obligations into a very much lighter energy here. And it is talking about embracing the lessons that have been learned and letting go of unnecessary burdens and stepping forward with enthusiasm into a chapter that's full of possibilities. The conclusion that I'm seeing for this particular path, it kind of has this blend of wisdom and adventure. The King of Swords emphasizes this need for clarity and strategy, and the Fool encourages this trust. So to me, it has this energy of calculated freedom, and it has a very balanced energy of intellect and intuition, and this path seems to promise some sort of growth and fulfillment through thoughtful yet quite daring action. Let's take this over to YouTube and see what the potentials of the outcomes are for each path. Of course, as always, I say this is a collective reading, and therefore this reading will not resonate with everyone, and that is perfectly fine. If you would like your own private reading, then there is a link in my bio to same-day readings that can be returned to you within 24 hours, or even one-on-one Zoom calls, which I am booking into next week for.